Hello there. So today I will be showing you the use of a sound desk and how it controls each individual microphones that will be used within them. I'll be showing the use of the microphones presenter mics as located here behind me there, and along with this I'll be showing the use of lapel mics and handheld mics. Along with this I will also be showing the use of an AV console as well, to project images out from a computer, which will be used in this scenario. As you can see, I'm filming this inside a church, but the same kind of system applies to a lecture hall, a conference room, places of public speaking. It's all kind of a very similar thing. So I'll run through each individual spot and state what each individual mic is used for. So down here we have the main sound desk. These white levers here, or slidey parts, are used to often identify how each individual mic is turned on and off. And see mic 4 located here, which is one of them. This one turns on one of the main pulpit presenter mics, which the minister in the church would be using. The mic, we usually control this up to about 0, as located here on the thing. And we'd usually turn the gain knob up to make the microphone speak louder. So these two here are for the presenter mics, which would be at the front of the church. These are used mainly for when the minister or whoever is doing the reading is making their point, and therefore what they're saying can be projected out through the speakers. This one here is line 1. This one is connected to the electric piano, which is also at the front of the church, or anything electronic which is plugged in through the devices there. Again, enables the sound to come out and be broadcast louder. It's always useful with the electric piano here in the church because it makes the sound of the piano be much louder, as it's not so loud where it is because it's quite a big room and it can hardly be heard. The next 3 mics here, this one here is a handheld mic, as any presenter who perhaps wants to talk to people in the congregation, or if you've seen a lecture, the lecturer wants to come out and talk to someone in the audience at that certain point. And these 2 mics here are radio mics, such as ones you usually see TV presenters do when they're on their main talk shows, and again, ones for the minister when he's not standing at the front of the mic and he wants to just come out and talk more to the congregation, or when he's doing offerings or communion, just things like that to speed up what's going on. And this one here is a CD mic for the CD player, which is located below the sound desk, which I'll get to next. And these 2 blue ones here are for the aux cable, as located down here. The final 2, these yellow ones here, are a master volume. This therefore turns the sound completely off or the sound completely up, depending on how you're hearing it, if you want to just give it that little extra bit of noise. The main mic system is therefore turned on by this switch here if it's not already plugged in. So now I've done a rundown of the main console features and what mics are controlled by what. I'm going to show how to set up the whole system as well. So for the this would therefore turn on the sound console and the main system to turn on the projector too. So what I'm going to do now is show you how to turn on the sound projector. It's a very simple task. First off, to turn on this main sound desk, use the simple flick of the switch. This is basically the socket main terminal for this system. As you see, there's a little noise there of the mics being activated. As you're seeing, this is turned on the main sound console here, but it's also turned on access to the projector, which can easily be turned on. But I'll get to that further on in the tutorial. Now, although I turned on the main sound system, there is another part of the system you have to make sure is definitely turned on, and these are located in the cupboard down here. This system here is part of the projector system, so I'll come back to that when it comes to the time of this. Now down here are other sound control systems. These are of course master sounds, which make sure that the system is all running. And as you see, these are all turned off at the minute, so I'll turn these on now. There you go. Now that deals with all the sound, making sure it's all coming through. This one here is a device for hearing aid users to make sure they can set their system right so they'll hear exactly what's coming out perfectly. As you see, I'll just switch that back on. And this one down at the bottom is there just to make it louder. And again, I just turn that on, and then it's all set up. So now that I've run through the main guide on turning on the main system, I'm going to run down through the first set of microphones. Now, as you probably saw as I was running through there was a black box. That was this box located here. And inside this box is 3 different mics. One of these is a handheld mic, which is obviously used by comedians and television reporters when they're out telling the news or talk about their sketches out there. And the other 2 are lapel or radio mics. And I'll go through the use of both of these now. So I'm going to start off with the lapel mic. So you probably usually see television presenters using these things when they're talking just mainly to the audience, so they've got full use of their hands. They're just making casual banter with everyone there and just having their casual talk chats. So the main use of these things is first off to turn the thing on. Now turning this thing on is very simple. There is a small button here. You hold it down that red light appears, and the red light turning green means it's on perfectly. Now, you want to, of course, attach this to yourself to make sure you've got it and make sure it's in a good place. This thing can usually be attached to your trousers or put in your pocket, somewhere where you know it's safe and it can be hidden out from view. Now that I've attached it to my waistband, I now have to get the microphone attached to usually the front of my shirt, somewhere where it can be positioned. But of course, I don't want this trailing wire in the way. What's usually done is people usually put these inside their shirts, inside their jackets, just as a way of hiding the rest of the cable so it can't be seen. So what I'm going to do now is put this under this, do the same thing here. As you can see, the entire thing is inside my t-shirt. And then this crocodile clip included here can just be attached to make it as a presenter mic style. And then I can just talk with it and it will project the noise into the speakers. Any leftover cable, just try and put that inside your t-shirt, inside your jacket, whatever you're wearing, just to hide it and keep it out of the way and not have it trailing on the floor where someone could easily catch onto it. Now, you've probably noticed that I'm speaking into this mic, but there is no sound coming out of it. That is because I haven't turned the main system on. But it's very simple to do so. As I portrayed earlier, you have to turn the main knob system up to make sure that the mic is on. And then, of course, the further up it is, the louder it will come out. And I'll show that now. So when I gave a rundown of this system earlier, it was often on the R mic systems that ran the lapel mics and handheld. So these ones are often titled as tie clip, as seen here. And it's very simple. I just put up the system of the one in use. So I'll just push this one up, and the sound will come out through the speakers. So what I usually do is I keep it on 0, and then I usually put the gain of this certain mic up. So you see it's this one here. I put the gain up, and I therefore talk louder. You can probably see this already, that the sound that I'm now talking into is coming out through the top speakers of the church room. And therefore this will be used when someone is up at the front of the room and is talking with full use of their hands. So that was a simple guide to using a lapel mic. As you can probably hear already, I'm sounding a lot more louder and clearer because I've got the mic turned on and turned up. It's very simple as well. When you finish with this thing, to turn it off, you just do exactly what I did before, but in reverse order. So the first main thing is turning the system down. So I'll just quickly do that now. So there we go, you can see I'm a lot more quieter now. And turning the main microphone off, all you simply do is unhook it from your belt, go back to the button on the side here, press it down again until the green light goes off, as seen there, and the mic is now turned completely off. And many of these mics are very simple and easy to use. They often just run on AA batteries when they're not in use, just to make sure they're running. It's often best to change them between like different presentations, just so they're running with a fresh pair that aren't going to run out, especially if it's a long lecture or like a long service being used. You don't want the batteries to suddenly run out in the middle of it, and then no one's able to hear what the person is saying. So the next microphone I'm going to portray the use of is the handheld mic. As I said before, this is a wireless version of a standing mic. I often see, like I said before, you often see television reporters and comedians. They're always using these kind of mics when they're talking into their systems so that you can hear what they're saying. So as you see, I'm talking into it now. There's no loud sound coming out because I haven't turned the main mic off. So turning this thing on is very simple. There's a big button here at the bottom. Press that down again. The red light will pop up, but that'll turn green as it just has now. But again, I'm talking into it and there's no sound coming out. So again, I need to go back to the sound desk and turn it up. So as you can see this time on the soundboard, our mic 1 is the one located with handheld written underneath it. So a simple method is to push this one up to 0 here. And of course, I will now demonstrate with the mic. As you can now probably hear me talking more. It's very simple. And if you just look up at the gain, again, you want to make it louder. All you have to simply do is find the right one and just turn this up a little bit. As you can see, it's getting a lot louder, but I'll turn that back down. The next kind of thing you want to worry about is the positioning that you have this mic in. You often see many people try to do it like that, often with singers. It's often not a recommended way to do it because you can kind of spit onto the mic and it's not kind of capturing the mic properly. One of the recommended positions is standing with it here. You often see TV presenters standing with it like here, and comedians, like say watching Peter Kay on stage, he's always holding his mic down here as he talks through giving his sketches. So it's a very simple method to turn this thing on and use it again. So like I said, it's for use often in this church. It's used when the minister wants to communicate with people in the church, but everyone else in the church can hear what this person is saying. Of course, again, this can be used for even in lectures as well, and seminars. If the leader wishes to speak to people in the crowd and wants them to give opinions out, they can take this thing and use it again for speaking to different people. So turning this microphone off is a very simple procedure too. It's exactly the same as how I would turn off the lapel mic. So first off, you turn down the sound. So now you can hear me talking through it. You can't anymore because I've turned it off. What you simply do is you take the button again at the bottom, press that, keep it held down, the light disappears, the mic is off. So now that I've gone through our mics 1 and 2 and 3, which are the lapel mics and handheld ones, I'm now going to get to mics 1 and 4. These two are, again, the ones I said that were at the front of the church, therefore are ones that are used by the minister and any readers or any guest ministers, depending on where their preference is. So mic 4 is the pulpit mic, located at the front of the church. This is often most used one by the preacher, as that's the one they usually use to talk through, to lead the service with, and it's often is of course the bigger pulpit, the bigger spot at the front of the church. Mic 1 here is the lectern, which is on the left side. This one again is sometimes used by the minister should he or she wish to use that spot instead of the pulpit, and is often the preferred place of choice for the readers, as it is quite a smaller spot and is easier for readers to take place from.